Hi, this is Brent Grover of Evergreen Consulting for Advanced Supply Chain Solutions powered by IBIS. This month's topic has been distribution sales channels, and this week I'd like to talk specifically about electronic sales channels. So the question for you is, which of the three channels do you use and how do you use them? And of course, we talked in the past about outside sales reps using the reactive customer service staff. We talked about proactive inside sales reps, and then there's this week's subject, electronic sales channels. When I refer to electronic sales channels, of course, what I'm talking about is the use of electronic means to furnish the services that have traditionally been provided by the outside sales reps. Principally, those are information and order processing. Of course, the electronic sales channels by themselves can't take over the personal relationships that salespeople form. But these are functional aspects of the services that are traditionally provided by outside sales reps, including the field sales and technical support staff, which under an electronic sales model can still be on call, although means are being developed, have been developed, and are being developed to provide technical support without a technician actually being present at the customer's location, which is just another application of electronic selling. I want to mention traditionally the three categories we put people in these days: the baby boomer group, born typically before 1960, the Generation X group before 1980, and the millennials born since 1980. We tend to stereotype, when talking about electronic commerce, we tend to stereotype these folks about their preferences, but I would like to mention that, of course, the stereotypes can be misleading. There are some baby boomers who are very adept with technology. There are undoubtedly some millennials who don't really like the technology all that much, but I think it's safe to say that even the most advanced techies will use the most convenient means available to them at any given time for what they're accomplishing or trying to accomplish. So customers then tend to switch around. They may use a phone call one day and a fax another day, and use their computer connection another day. So depends on whatever's most convenient for them at the time. Now, when we talk about all these different types of sales channels, we're really thinking in terms of processing data and about the importance of consolidating the databases. It's not practical for a distributor to have separate customer databases, separate inventory databases, separate pricing files, transaction information files for different types of transactions for the same customer. They want to have all of that customer's information in the same place so that it can be accessed immediately, it's accurate, and it's available 24/7. So whatever means of sales channels are being used for a particular customer, we want to meld together all this information, whether it's from outside sales, inside sales, e-commerce, and so on. Now, the content management and the database management challenge is pretty significant. Of course, it takes a lot of storage capacity. It takes a very rapid access capability. It takes an enormous amount of effort to maintain the data, maintain the content, and this creates a heavy load on the hardware and software systems. And in fact, many of the ERP systems still in use today may already be obsolete or rapidly becoming obsolete as the electronic sales channel becomes more important to the companies, to the distributors, that is, of course, and to their customers. There are also people issues that we can't ignore, above and beyond the potential for an obsolete ERP system or other software. There are not enough qualified staff out there to fulfill the needs that some distributors have. The people who are already at the distributor, in the distributor's operation, heritage or legacy people, may not be flexible enough to adapt to the changing needs, and some people are simply going to have to learn new skills, or they're going to become irrelevant in the future. So a three-legged stool, an analogy I like to use for sales channels. One of those legs is outside sales reps, another one is proactive inside sales reps, and a third one is electronic sales channels. Most distributors are not going to use any one of these three exclusively, but rather they're going to have a balanced approach, offering an excellent level of customer access and support with any of these three methods of selling and also be available to let them be used interchangeably using shared databases. Now, I've shown this graphic before with the different quadrants of customers, and it might be tempting to try and slot a particular type of selling into one of those quadrants or another, and I think it's probably safe to say that smaller customers would be more effectively served with electronic sales channels than with sending out an outside sales rep to those customers. But it's also true that for even the largest accounts, electronic sales channels are important and will grow to be more important because even the largest customers are going to choose to do business with distributors that way. So I'm going to wrap this up for this week and just mention the challenges that I've suggested in the past. Is your software system up to it? Are your salespeople up to adapting to new sales channels and to the flexibility the customers want, moving from one channel to another back and forth? And is your management team up to the challenge? Next week, I'm going to wrap up this subject for the month. I look forward to talking to you then. In the meantime, this is Brent Grover from Evergreen Consulting for Advanced Supply Chain Solutions, powered by IBIS.